Hi, this is an Easter sermon setup for Grace Church, and I want to ask this question. What if Easter bunnies were real? Say, I don't care. Easter bunnies, I can take them or leave them. If they're real, it doesn't really make any difference. But an infinitely more important question is this. Easter, what if it were true? What if the claim that Jesus on the third day actually rose from the dead in a new body, and it really is true that he proclaimed himself as Lord of the world, that all authority had been given to him in heaven and on earth. If that claim is true, if Easter is true, then what? Paul phrased it in a different way in 1 Corinthians 15. That's the text I'm going to be at, and I'd encourage you to read it this weekend before Easter morning. Paul says, if Christ has not been raised from the dead, then he says we're still in our sins. His death didn't do what we need to have done for our sins. If Christ did not raise from the dead, then we don't have a hope. We're wasting our lives in this life. We might as well live for this life now. But Paul says Christ has been He has raised from the dead, and it does make a difference. And thirdly, Paul says, if Christ hadn't been raised from the dead, then the rulers and the powers and authorities are in control. But Christ has been given all authority and all power, and he is going to bring all things under submission. He's going to bring all things under subjection to his rule, and then hand that rule over to God the Father, and God will be all in all. And so Easter matters, and the fact that Easter is true matters, and it must matter to us. And Paul said it this way in Romans 10:9, if we confess with our mouth that Christ is Lord and believe in our heart that Christ was raised from the dead, we shall be saved. The resurrection is our hope. It is the ground in which we find the forgiveness of our sins, because it makes the cross matter. The atonement actually happened. Easter matters because it means that Christ is the first fruits from the dead, and his Spirit is now in us. And someday we will be like him because we will see him as he is. And thirdly, because he is Lord now. He is ruling, he's the head of his church, and he is the Lord of the world. And we are called to follow him. We are called to bow down to him. We are called to serve him with fear and trembling and joy and service by the power of his Spirit that is within us. Hope you prepare yourself for a celebration of this risen Lord who truly makes Easter what it really is.